Working for free to provide value makes you look worthless and, quite frankly, pathetic. There is a common notion that if you work for free, if you just provide that value, somehow high status people are going to notice you and invite you in. In this video, I'm going to explain why working for free is actually a terrible idea, especially if you are trying to network with high status individuals. Years ago, I ran the door at high-end venues, organizing parties for people with some serious money. I'm talking millionaires, celebrities, bottle service worth your paycheck, you name it. Now, there, we used a system for labeling our guests. It's actually brutally simple. Let me explain. There were only two types of guests, right? You could either be a good guest, meaning rich, or you could be a regular one, meaning, well, not that rich. Now, for the good guests, we used to roll out the red carpets and greet them with fireworks, like literally. And for everyone else, well, they might have to wait in line for like an hour under the rain and still not get in. And I truly believed with all my youthful arrogance that this was the secret to networking. Treat the rich like royalty, provide some free stuff, and enjoy being treated as equal. But the strategy had a fatal flaw. It only works when you represent a powerful institution like a nightclub or any other big brand. The fact of the matter was, it was not me who the rich people treated as equal. It was the nightclub. And a couple of years later, when I started representing myself, running my own business, this strategy didn't just fail, it actively repelled the very people I was trying to impress. So let me save you years of humiliation and show you how real high-status networking is done. My name is Genki, and I'm a personal strategist. Here's the uncomfortable truth about status dynamics. People only want to interact with someone above them, or at least with someone equal, but never with someone below. That's natural instinct. Most young guys hungry for success think the right path is serving those above them, working for free, trying to earn favor, hoping one day it pays off, and guess what happens in the end? Exactly nothing. When you approach someone from a lower status, offering to work for free as a way to provide value, you're not being helpful. You're quite frankly being annoying. High performers don't need more dependents. They need more peers who can match their energy. When you're an intern, say, offering to help a CEO of your company, what exactly are you helping with? Is it something he couldn't do himself? Or something his team of experts have missed? When you offer something for free, high-status people don't see the dedication. They only see desperation. So, does this mean that you should never do a favor for someone higher status? I mean, of course not. That's binary thinking. The success or failure of this move hinges entirely on one single nuance. It's your authentic motivation. It means that your intentions matter more than your actions. When you're young and inexperienced, there's very little you can do to be helpful to high status people. It's just a fact. The one currency, however, that you can offer, even when you're broke, unknown, or just getting started, is your sincere loyalty. And I had to learn it the hard way. Loyalty is not about making connections or being on the right party. Loyalty is being out there when it matters, when things get messed up and dirty. People at the top, they remember the ones who stood their ground when everyone else was looking at the next shiny thing. Now, skeptics and traditional networking gurus will hate this. They will say it's irrational. But the higher you climb, the more you realize that the world runs on social capital, not just on intellectual capital. Competent people, therefore, are a commodity. You can hire them by the dozen. But someone who is genuinely loyal, who is motivated by the mission itself, now that, gentlemen, is the most valuable asset on earth. And a clumsy attempt to fake that loyalty? Well, it inspires nothing but disgust. And as I said, I learned it on my own skin. I've been the guy begging to be let in high-status venue, and I've been the guy holding the velvet rope. And years later, I was the one buying the bottle service myself. And this young promoter comes up to me once and lays in so thick you could cut it with a knife. He goes, "Man, like, you just have that look. I can tell you're a serious guy. Like, Everything you need, free of charge. Just let me know, bro. I got you covered, man. Let me know. Just let me know. And I thought to myself, like, kid, you didn't even ask my name. And then I get truly horrifying thought. I thought, my God, was I ever that clumsy myself? Because I used to do exactly the same thing. Now, guys, desperation is a cologne that you cannot wash off, and people at the top, they can smell it a mile away. The ones who stand out are not the loudest, they are the ones who do not flinch when rubber meets the road. Real power doesn't beg for attention, it earns it by being missed, not by being noticed. Stop chasing for opportunities and start building value. That's how you shift from outsider to insider. Now, let's get brutally honest. Most people who try to network up by working for free, they're not motivated by loyalty. They're motivated by hope. Hope that if they just hang around enough, someone important will notice them and give them a shot. But high status people don't take risks on hope. They take risks on record, on trust, on consistency. They're not looking for fans. They're looking for allies. So here's your litmus test that would help you determine if your intentions are genuine. Before offering anything to a successful person, ask yourself with surgical honesty, would I help this person if they were nobody? If they had no money, no connections, no Rolex on their wrist? And if the answer is yes, proceed, by all means. But if you hesitate even slightly, stop right there, because your ulterior motives will float up before you even notice. You gotta understand that people who've made it, they have supernatural radar for fake sincerity and hidden agendas. They've been pitched to death. And your clever networking strategy? Well, they've probably seen it 1,000 times. It's not clever, it's transparent. And transparency of motive, well, it's a social suicide. Now, let me land this plane clearly. That classification system I used in nightclubs, good guess versus the regular ones, it was a worldview of an insecure kid who thought proximity to power meant having power. But that's a classic mistake. Never make assumptions or treat people based on their wealth or status. The promoter who tried to schmooze me, he was running the same flawed program. Both of us missed the fundamental truth. Real power does not come from blindly serving the powerful. It comes from becoming someone the powerful can rely on. Now, when you operate from that frame, any help you offer comes from abundance. That's when powerful people notice. That's what being an ally truly means. Now, you gotta understand that the world doesn't need more yes men. It doesn't need more helpers. It needs more people who see the game for what it is, who choose loyalty over approval, who choose skill over hustle, who build themselves so strong that working for free feels like an insult to both parties involved. So here's what nobody told me and what I have never heard from anyone from the self-help industry. And trust me, I went through countless of courses and mentorship programs myself. Status is not given, it is built from scratch. It is earned in private before it's recognized in public. You will not get there by working for free, begging for attention, or playing the servant in someone else's game. You get there by being fiercely loyal, by carrying yourself as an equal from the get-go, and by bringing in real value even if nobody gives you credit. Especially if nobody gives you credit. That's the only status that matters, and quite frankly, it's the only one that lasts. If you're done playing invisible, if you're done playing small, then it's time to stop serving and start building. Because trust me guys, this world is a lot more fun when you're the one walking on the red carpet. So if you're young, not sure how to be useful yet, start by building loyalty, start by building skills. Show up consistently and stop trying to shortcut your way into high status circles by doing low impact work for free. It's pathetic. And it's a waste of time. The truth is, working for free to network up almost never works. It signals low value, lack of leverage, and even deeper lack of self-respect. People don't invite you to the table out of pity. They invite you when you can be trusted with real problems, knowing that you will not back off. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Here I share strategic insights that would help you make sense of money, power, women, and your place in the world.